pedophile.
So I'm interested in where you keep bringing up Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
So where's that name coming up specifically for you? Is that
He
something that's
was
been
named.
Yeah, I think he was one of
Yeah.
he was one of the guys.
okay, so I find that interesting because, not that I disagree,
Okay.
but I have a high school friend who used
Chet
to
Hanks.
no
Okay.
high school friend who used to work at a restaurant, and then he got me a job at the same restaurant a couple years ago. And the owner of that restaurant was a big Alex Jones guy.
Okay.
And this was before I really even kind of got into it.
Yeah.
And so my high school friend would kind of like laugh about it, like, oh, he said Tom Hanks. And he specifically named Tom Hanks as well, that the owner of this restaurant would always rip on Tom Hanks as one of the biggest pedophiles out there.
Yeah.
And my friend thought it was funny. And I was like, whatever, I don't know. But then, getting into some of the things I've seen, how, like, pretty much any celebrity, and, like, the bigger the celebrity, almost is more likely that this is their secret life.
Yeah.
So, I was just funny that
Yeah, no, Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
he's kind of been the main guy to, like, come up on. Like, did you ever hear about Isaac Cappy?
No.
He was, like, an actor and comedian who was, like, in a bunch of, like, movies in, like, the early 2000s, 2010s.
Okay.
And then he alleges that he was hanging out with some of his celebrity buddies.
Mm-hmm.
They invited him to join their club where they're going to eat chicken. And then they, like, opened
That's
the door.
code word?
Yeah, and they opened it, and there was a bunch of, like, children that they were having sex with.
Uh-huh.
And then he basically, like, fell down the rabbit hole of, like, trying to expose, like, all the, because he was about to become, like, a famous actor.
Yeah.
He was, like, on the come up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes total 360. He's trying to, like, expose. And Tom Hanks specifically was, like, one of the ones that he was going after. And then I think, like, a couple years into it, he jumps off a bridge, like, on a highway and kills himself.
Yeah.
Really?
But-
When was that?
A number of years ago, 10 years ago maybe, something like that.
Okay.
But he kept saying, like, he would, like, do live streams and he'd say, like, I'm not suicidal, I'm not crazy. But he killed himself, and then it was ruled as, like, a suicide, and he was a crazy guy who had bipolar disorder.
Right.
But then there's, like, connections with Tom Hanks where he posted something on Instagram the same day he killed himself, and the Instagram. This to me is, like, a little bit like, why would Tom Hanks be, like, posting clues on his Instagram about, like, I'm a pedophile and I killed this guy?
What did Tom Hanks post?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I, like,
Yeah.
seen
down
anything
that
about
Yeah,
it.
no, I've seen stuff like that too. I can't
Yeah.
remember who's the guy from House of Cards.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey has also, like, made ominous videos.
Yeah.
Like, after, like, the allegations.
Yeah,
and it's just like I see how people think this is wrong, but why would he do that?
Let me explain.
I might be getting
part of
off.
it- Again, part of it is my understanding. It's all part of this, like, fucked up global cult,
Yeah.
Satan worshiping cult.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do they do this? It's to direct human consciousness. It's a spiritual warfare kind of a thing.
Yeah.
If you take an innocent child and you warp their minds to be so traumatized and full of pain that they now behave in ways that serve Satan and evil.
Yeah.
And part of their whole process, they have to put this information out and available to the public, right? So they have to be very secretive about actually talking, like putting clues and what's the word? What's clues is that word?
Red
Like
herrings.
little Easter eggs, little
Easter egg,
yeah.
little things out there that let you know what they're doing without it being too obvious. So
Yeah.
part of the whole game is like leaking this information without exposing.
That's always been the part that's lost me, though. It's like,
Yeah, that, like, I get it, but that just seems like people making up an extra thing to, like, justify
Yeah.
their theories. We're just like, no, this. If you believe this proves everything.
yeah.
It all could be, and that's fine. I agree.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's always been the part where I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not saying that I know that this is true. I'm saying like this is the explanation for it.
yeah,
And again, it's also part of the explanation. Again, it is the spiritual thing, and it is that our consciousness is what creates reality, right? So if our consciousness creates reality, they need to put these ideas into our heads so that we also kind of like sort of, I guess, manifest it in reality.
So you're saying that if people are giving power to the idea that there's satanic pedophiles, that is what keeps it going?
Say it one more time. If people are giving...
So you're saying our consciousness creates reality, so without people thinking about it, there wouldn't even be the idea of satanic pedophiles?
P Boiz.
I mean, that's not wrong.
P Boiz, number one. Kind of the number one Metro Detroit comedy podcast. No big deal.